Okay, so I'll just wait till everyone gets here. I used to play intro music, but I gotta fix that one of these days. Anyway, this is a 2 hour live stream, supposed to be 2 hours. Sometimes I go over, sometimes I'm under. I'll be doing Flintknapping. Okay. I've got regular viewers, so I'll be chatting with them from time to time. This is an interactive type of situation. Let me get the lighting set up. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do some interaction with the audience and then I'll nap and then I'll interact with the audience again and I'll start napping again. I'm going to be doing some what I call speed napping, which helps me to focus. Yeah, so when I'm doing my napping, I won't be talking too much. I'm figuring that's the easiest way for me to get something done while I'm on the live stream. Okay? Let's see who we have. We got people in the house already. Early birds are here. Let's see who we have. I'm going to look at my other phone so I can more easily see the chat. All right, where's my glasses? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I got the fan on. It's been very hot lately. I'm going to try to do close-ups of the napping also. Okay, I have control over the focus when I'm using YouTube's live feature. Here I am. I'm looking to see where I'm at. Here I am. Okay, we have sound, looks like. Sometimes the sound doesn't work. Here's the live chat. Who is first? Mr. Jim is first. Hey, it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. It's a Wednesday night, so tonight is Slab night. Oh, yeah. Aaron is here. What's up? Marty YB. So, Mr. Jim is number one. Bobby Estes, or Aaron is number two. And then Marty, number three. Chris Cox is here. Good evening. Stoneface is here. Andrew Humphreys. The jacket. What does that mean? Mac Bales. Howdy, howdy. Lance McElwain. What's up? TJ and Soul, hello. Graylin Landry is here, hello. Red Lemur. Let me get the lighting set up. Yeah. I forgot to turn on one of the lights. Hey, I'm outdoors, says good evening. Prairie Goes Ken is here. Chris Lithic. Tommy Taylor. Moana Mason. Let's see. Hey, Chad, I'm napping along tonight, so I'll be lurking. Okay. Dockenstein. Hey, Bill. Kai is here. Hello. Hey, where do they sell the point castings of the points? That's a good question. There's different outfits. There's different places you can buy casts. But the one I buy it from mainly is Lithic Casting Lab. Right? Let's see. Let me write that down so you can screenshot it, or I can go to the website. It's probably easier if I write it down. Let's see, Lithic Casting Lab, Lithic Casting Lab.com. There's also that's an A right there. There's also a Mammoth Run. Something like that, Mammoth Run. I don't know how to spell it. Mammoth Run something or other.com. I don't know. I buy mine from lithiccastinglab.com. There might be another one in there somewhere. They might tell you in the chat. Some of the casting people only are open seasonally. They should be open for the summer. Everybody should be open for the summer. Who else? Let's see. Not everybody's here that's usually here. Sam Drake says hi. Let's see, who else? Who else? Tommy Taylor. I saw you already. Yep, live long and prosper. TJ says, I'm about to have my lung drained. Wish me luck, guys. Oh, dang. That does not sound like any fun at all. Hey, Great Fishing is here. Hello, interwebians. Martin Hill says hi. Andrew Humphrey says, hey, Jack, what I meant to say. Okay, Feathered Frontiersman is here. Hey, Pat, I'm about to leave to go home. I'll be there in a bit. Alrighty. Awesome. Ticket Hager. Hey, or Tackett Hager. Or Tackett Hager. Right? Who else? Michelle Towns says hi. Jordan Kirkpatrick, hey, how's it going? Your laughter is here. Also, Greg Shelton says hi. Let's see. Michelle Towns says, please say hi, Piper. How's it going, Piper? Let's see. Tackett Hager, yes. Stoneface says hi to everybody. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to start. First, I'm going to show the slabs that I have left. I got a whole basket of obsidian slabs. I got some miscellaneous in this one. And I got some miscellaneous in this one. Now, what is this? This is raw Coshocton slab. I think I might even do this one. Coshocton is not bad. It looks like an obsidian. I've got this. It's supposed to be heat treated, but I think I was hitting this the other day and it didn't work very well. This is supposed to be Brazilian agate, but it's not napping all that well. Or let me check it. This might be just someone attempting to nap it earlier before they sent it to me. And then they heat treated it and it was okay. I don't know. I think I might have already, yeah, I've already tried to nap this. It's not heat treated very well. Maybe that's a suggestion and not an actual thing that they did. So this to me looks raw. So let me write that down. This looks raw. It probably was not heated hot enough. This says 550. It probably needs 700. That's what it probably needs. Yeah. Some serious heat treating. This is coral, right? Let's snap some coral. Raw tiger chert. Now this is snapping halfish stuff, but I can try that. What is this? This looks like Coshocton also, right? Slab of something rather. And then this one is too thin to nap. Although I could try it. Let's try it. All right, so we got 3 pieces. Yeah, you did not get to vote. I thought I had a piece of bullseye or whatever they call it. I have another basket. What is this one called? I forget. Is this called bullseye? Let's try that. All right, so I'm gonna stack my slabs back over there on the side. I can put these together in the same bin. Look at that, same basket. Stack that over here. Get this out of the way. Yeah. Okay, so if you're new to this and to Flintknapping, just hang around and you'll find out what I do. If you're the 30-second scroller, then oh well, you'll miss out because this is going to take longer than 30 seconds. This is bullseye, right? Chris Lithic says my bow is too short. Apparently I have an abnormal draw length. What is your draw length? If it's beyond 32 inches, then yeah, that's abnormal. Let's see. Mike Mason's here. I didn't see you earlier. Right? Yep. Chronic Doom Scroller. What's up, Jack Crafty? We're going to do some slabs. If I'm able to talk. For some reason, I'm not able to talk very well. Let's see. Moana Mason says, Patrick, I just saw your comment on the auction. Just to clarify, I'm a dude. That Bloody Moana movie, I guess. Oh, I see. Okay. Very good. Thank you for clarifying. Now, what is this? Who gave this to me? I don't know. I can't remember who gave this to me. Joshua Dean says, live long and prosper. Keefers is here. Hello. I need to break this into 2 parts because it's too wide. It's too wide for its thickness. I'm looking for a defect. If I can tap where a defect is, it usually breaks open from there. Yeah, like that. Ooh, that even broke off that part. So what can we do with this? Well, we can save this. This looks pretty good for a little arrowhead. We'll save this for Friday, perhaps. Perhaps. We don't nap. Ooh, I just knocked off another part of this. What is it? Uh-oh. This chalky white stuff is not any good. All right. That's okay. Yeah, that means we're going to knock all of this pretty whitish material off of there. Okay, so I've already spent time saying hi to everybody. I'm going to start napping. Yeah. Come on. This is a little, like a 3-ounce bopper or something like that. Solid copper. I can actually weigh these things. I can take some extra time to weigh them because everyone always asks me, what is it? What am I napping with? Okay, you're not going to be able to see the weight, so you just got to trust me. You know, you can't see it, I don't think. 3.8 ounces, or, you know, it's close to 4 ounce. Okay. In case you want to know. Why so light? Why so small? Because this is a small piece. That's why. You try to use tools that are proportional to the thing that you're napping. Yeah, okay. And no, I'm not done yet. Started. You don't even know. You don't know. Most of these new guys, they're not from other channels. They're just brand new. I found out if you're very new to this stuff, you don't drift over here from other channels. That's what I've learned. Everyone's kind of in their own little communities. You tend not to, you know, cross-pollinate. So, if you're brand new, welcome, but don't be offended if I start making fun of people. Yeah, because it's all in good fun. Yeah. Okay. So this is about the right size for napping now. Yeah. Why so small? I like small points. I can make bigger ones, you know, I can make stuff. I made this the other day. I can make bigger ones. But, let's see, I made this too. This, whatever I make in the live streams, for the most part, will be available in auctions. I'll be selling these too. This will be part of a box of broken bifaces because I broke it. Yeah, that's broken. But these will not be for sale. These are for me so I can show them off. Yeah, but this will be for sale. This little piece I made, this will be for sale separately by request. I was requested to just sell this separately. So that's what I'm going to do. So what do we do with this? We got to reduce it down to something that looks better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some speed napping. Where's pointer? Speed napping. Okay. There's a possibility it could be snap in half-ish. Yeah. And how did I learn to do this? Aliens taught me. Yeah. See? He's holding an arrowhead right there, and he arrived on a little spaceship. Okay. All right. That's the new illustrations for today. Okay. Am I trying to be funny? I'm trying not to mess things up. But yeah, I am trying to be funny. Let's get this out of the way because I don't trust myself. What did we make? Oh yeah, we made this last night also. Yes, it's bigger than this. Do I have a little bitty point that I can show? No, I don't have a little bitty. I make little bitty ones too. Okay, enough for the introductions and blah, blah, blah. Let's move this camera around so we can get this party started. Yes. Okay, so I don't want to be down here in the words. Let's get up here where everyone can see. Oh, there's a crack in it already. I can see that. So it's going to be even smaller. Yeah. You got to get rid of the cracks and stuff first. Getting rid of some of this material. I might narrate the whole time. I might not. I'm going to be messing with the focus too, since I'm allowed manual focus on this particular app. So we'll try to get this as close to the camera as possible. I can't get the percussion all that close to the camera because I end up hitting the camera. That might be entertaining, but it's not good for the camera. No, it's my phone camera phone. Okay, so this is a heat treated bullseye shirt or whatever they call it. I can't remember these things. I don't know what this is called, except for pain in the butt. Yeah, napping is one of those things that can be very, very much a hassle to do. I've been doing this a long time, so it might look easy. It's not. I'm going to try to go fast. I know fast causes fudgings, but the only way I can get this done in a reasonable amount of time is if I do the speed napping. Okay? All right. So I won't explain everything. You can kind of see. If you see a flake being removed, that's where I wanted to remove the flake, okay? Just assume that by default. It's not always true. Sometimes the flakes just do whatever they want, and it's not what I want. But for the most part, if you see a flake being removed, that's what I wanted to do. Okay? I said flake, right? Flake being removed. We call these flakes and not chips. You can call them chips if you want. My kids used to say, Dad, the chips, Dad. Because they ended up all over the ground and they like to walk around with bare feet. Yeah, I got kids. But they're all grown up now, so now I can do live streams every day. Yeah, I'm living by myself. Yeah, it's awesome. And tremendous and cool and fantastic and wonderful. Yeah. Because I can set my own schedule now. Yeah, I don't have to be on someone else's schedule. Excuse me. See, whenever the pollen is high or the mold, I can't talk right. I get all this phlegm. Gonna have to excuse me. Gonna have to. Yeah. Got no choice really, but you know, pardon me for not being able to talk properly. Oh, still got a crack right there. So I'm gonna. It's slowing me down because I can't go all that fast when there's a defect in it until that goes away. Until I get rid of it. I can't be going too fast. And these flakes or chips are flying everywhere. Okay? I vacuum my shop at least twice a week. Yeah. It gets all messy. See, it was nice and clean before the video started. Now it's all messy. This stuff is kind of waxy, which is nice with the heat treat, but it still feels a little bit difficult to nap. So it's not like obsidian. Yeah. It's not like obsidian. In case you're wondering. Whatever that game is, it tells everybody that these things are obsidian. There's a game out there that tells everyone that this stuff is obsidian. I get that question a lot. Is that obsidian? Is that obsidian? You gonna make a spear? No, I'm not gonna make a spear. No. Are you reading the sign? No? You background jockeys that always study the background? I call those guys background jockeys because instead of, riding the action that's in front of you, you ride the action in the background. What does that mean to ride the action? Your eyes are there. Your eyes are watching the background stuff. What kind of shoes am I wearing? What is that animal there? Is that some kind of device? What is this? Who made this? What is it back there? Is it a sign that says Oliver or Oscar? No, it's an on-air sign. You ride the background. I know those guys. I've been on the internet for a long time, and I used to be one of those guys. Yeah. Am I wearing the same pants as yesterday? Probably. What is that? Am I gonna nap this because you missed the first part? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go and speed nap all of these, make them into bifaces, and then I'll pick the one that I'm gonna finish. Okay, I'm not gonna talk all that much. I just did that little spiel so that you guys that are new can kind of stick around because we got 112 curious onlookers. Yeah, I keep an eye on who's watching because I don't want to scare everybody off. Except for the Dum-Dums and Fruit Loops, then yeah. And sometimes I get to put people in timeout too. Yeah, that's always fun. So I'm on the lookout for people that I can put in timeout. Oh yes. Yeah, so if you want to go ahead and self-incriminate and show yourself to be a little troll and you want to be put in timeout, I will oblige you. Yes. Yeah. All right, so we're almost to the point where I can switch to another piece because we're almost done with the removing of the original surface. See that original surface? You got to remove that. I don't do it first, okay? So I'm not like other nappers that skin off all that stuff first and then do the little trimmings and stuff around the outside. I trim around the outside first and then I shoot flakes to the middle. Yeah. I'm all backwards about the whole thing. I never do it right. Yeah, you'll notice that I don't do things right on this channel. No. And whenever I make something cool, it's not going to be done right either. Yeah. You might wonder how this is being held. How is that even possible? I got a deformity? No. Oh well, maybe. But anyways, not everyone can do this. That's what amazed me at first too. I would go to nap-ins and I'd be napping like this and people would go, wait a second, how do you do that? How's that being done? I can't hold it. Some people tried it. I can't do that. What's the matter with your anatomy? I don't know. It's strange. Almost there. I got to skin off the rest of that surface. See that? Or you can't see that. Can you see that? That's not supposed to be there, right? I got everything off that side. So a couple more strikes. How many strikes? How many licks is it going to take to get to the center of this Tootsie Pop? I don't know. 1, maybe 3 or 4. 1, 2. Uh-oh, it's going to take more than 3 probably. So that was 2. Let's see if I have 3. How far the third one's going to go. Let's see. Oh, almost 3, but not quite. Dang it. I'm not Mr. Owl today. It wasn't 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was 4. Okay, so I got to the center of that Tootsie Pop. Let's move on to the next one. Let's try this. This is not going to be easy. It's already too thin in the middle. It's going to be one of them snap in half-ishes, I bet you. Okay, I'll check the chat in a little bit. Oh, this reminds me of the Horse Creek, but it might not be. It might not be heat treat. It's not shiny. If it's not heat treat, I'm not doing it because it'll break. Or maybe that's why I got it, because it was a challenge. I usually receive these as gifts. Or maybe it is heat treat. I get these as gifts because no one else wants to nap it. And they ask me, you want it? You want it? I don't like it. I'll say, sure, I'll take it. So that one looks glossy there, but it didn't look glossy here. It's selectively glossy. Yeah. Is that a thing? Yeah. Heat treats are not predictable. Everything is weird in Flintknapping. It's a gamble. Everything's a gamble. So if you like gambling, you're in the right place. Yeah. This is called risk management and risk taking. And you have to have some kind of risk tolerance. You cannot be risk averse. Yeah, all these risk terms. You need to be acquainted with all the risk terms. Okay? All right. Yeah, this is heat treat. Good. That means I can nap it without having to worry too much. Yeah. The raw stuff, when it's really thin, is not that great. In a live video, because chances are it'll snap, break. The stuff breaks. And yeah, if you make an arrowhead for an arrow and you try to shoot something with it, if you miss, or even if you hit the animal that you're shooting at, it'll break in most cases. The ones that don't break usually get saved as trophies and they never use them again. They'll hang it up on the wall and say, this killed the deer right there. I had the deer mounted. See the mount right there? And this is the arrowhead that killed it. Yep. Because they know if they shoot that arrowhead again, chances are it'll break. And if it doesn't, that'd be a miracle. Yeah. Sometimes there's like displays of arrowheads that have killed more than one animal. That's rare. But it does happen. People don't know that this stuff's delicate. Yeah. You got to hit it just right or it's going to mess up on you. So I usually take off this, what they call the square edges, with a technique that is called zigzag or stitching. If you're in internet culture, it's called stitching. If you're just a normal person, it's called zigzagging. Yeah. Is there anything wrong with internet culture? Yes and no. Most internet culture is messed up because it's all armchair spectating. People that don't do this are spectating. They come up with all these ideas that sound good, but they're not based on practical experience. Okay? So, what does that got to do with stitching? Stitching is for people who sew, you know, using like a sewing machine. Wait. That's not what it means. Well, it's used in sewing, right? I'm supposed zigzag stitches are used in sewing also, but I want to try to be distinctive. Yeah, I don't want to use terms from other crafts because it gets confusing. Yeah. Okay, all right. And if you think I'm making fake artifacts, like I'm trying to imitate something, and I'm making fakes, yeah, in a way you are correct. But it's not different from people who do reproductions of, let's say, ancient pottery or ancient clothing or costumes or shoes that were worn back in the old days in ancient times. They've got, they do have remnants of Stone Age things like bows, arrows, arrowheads, clothing, jewelry, beads. If you are one of those people who thinks I'm making fakes from the past, go bother the people that make beads, okay? Go bother the people that make pottery. Go bother the people who make clothing out of cordage instead of modern yarns and threads, okay? And let's see what kind of reception you get. And then you can come back and tell us what happened. If you survive the ridicule. Yeah. Some people survive the ridicule and they come back and say, yeah, dude, I made fun of those pottery guys. Man, I thought they would be, like wimpy. No. I got burned. Seriously. I told you. Those pottery guys are not wimps. Oh no. They'll tell you what's what. But us Flintknapping guys, we're supposed to just accept it that we're fakers. Yeah. But no, not on this channel. You want to act like a dum-dum? Go right ahead so we can all see who's doing it. And then we'll watch you on other channels. Because we sneak around on other people's live streams and we can see who's commenting here, and if the same person's commenting somewhere else, we can see. Yep. No, dude, you're the only one that does that. No one else is so sneaky like that. Oh, you'd be surprised. Let's see. JJ says live from air and love only. What does that mean? Jimmy Stoney says they're not fake. They are just not artifacts. Yeah, not yet anyway. How long does it take for one of our creations to become an artifact? I think it takes a couple hundred years. Yeah. So in a couple hundred years, 200 years from now, our stuff that we're making now is going to be artifacts. Yeah. And archaeologists will say, this is an artifact from the 21st century. We are now in the 23rd century, and we don't do it like this anymore. We got stuff that looks like aliens, artificial robots that can nap. But back in the 21st century, they used to do this by hand. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Well, we always thought the people were too dumb in the 21st century because there was a big dumbing down. Yeah, there is a big dumbing down going on. Yeah. Don't get caught up in the dumbing down. Oh no. That's why I say don't listen to internet culture. Because that's part of the big dumbing down. Okay? Just so you know. Just so you know. So I'm now encroaching into the middle of this. It's not bad at all. I can do it, but it gets too thin too fast. So I'm going to have to make this a little more narrow. Yeah, why more narrow? So I don't have to hit so hard to get these flakes to travel to the center. The harder I have to hit, the more chance there is of breakage. Because it's very thin in the middle. It's supposed to be probably twice as thick in the middle as it is on the ends, and it's not. For safety reasons. Okay? For safety reasons, it needs to be thin on the ends to reduce the chance of breakage. But I shot some flakes across just to see, and it works pretty good. This is actually heat treated well, right? Sometimes it's heat treated too much and it's very crackly. But this is nice and smooth. It looks pretty good. So, but just to reduce the risk of breakages, I'm going to make it more narrow. I don't have to make it all that narrow, but it's going to get narrow. And I'm doing more than just grinding the edges. I'm doing what I call hammer stoning. It's aggressive scraping, which removes flakes or chips, as well as making it dull for the next attempt at flaking, the attempt at removing more chips. Okay, all right. I need to turn that fan toward me a little bit. Sometimes when I turn the fan toward me, it messes up the audio. Let me know if it messes up the audio. Make an arrow or knife with it. Well, how about this? Just look at this. I made a knife the other day. It's got some modeling clay to simulate some glue. This is a knife. This is how I make knives. Okay, I don't use antler handles. I use wooden handles. And this is Osage orange wood, very tough wood. But I prefer to use a little bit lighter wood. See, Osage orange is kind of fancy and nice, right? But I like to use a lighter wood like elm or something, because if I drop it in water, it floats. Yeah, I like knives that float. And I have different styles of handles, right? These are my two favorite styles of handles. So this one with the little hole in it is this style, but I also have this style. Okay, so we can put one of these, like I can put this blade in there like that, or I can put the blade in this like I did last night. Okay, so that's how I make a knife, and you have to use your imagination, all the glue and the wrapping and stuff. There is glue and wrapping involved, but this is what I do. Okay, this is the way I do it. I can also do just a regular round stick, okay? For a spear, for you guys that want me to make spears, I can do that too, okay? And have I made arrows before? Yes, I have. There's one in progress right here. This is an Ishi style arrow from Ishi the Indian, inspired by Ishi the Indian. It has a foreshaft. You put the arrowhead on the front there. This is a foreshaft. See, the point of the arrow is, back in the day, was the foreshaft and the arrowhead together. Not just the arrowhead attached to the main shaft. It was a foreshaft on almost all arrows back in the Stone Age in North America and probably South America. Okay? Only when modern points were invented, which were heavier, like steel trade points, I shouldn't say invented, but traded to the Native Americans, that they would eliminate the foreshaft and just go straight with the arrowhead onto the end of the arrow. Okay, because they were heavy. Steel arrowheads are heavy. To make a little arrowhead that they used to make heavy, they added the foreshaft. And it also has other advantages as well, but one of the main reasons why you add a foreshaft is to make the arrowhead heavy, because you only draw it to this point. You draw it on the bow. If you understand what draw length on a bow is, you only draw the arrow to that wrapping here. You don't draw it all the way to the tip like they do on modern arrows. You draw it to there, and that's the arrowhead way out here. It sticks beyond the bow. Okay, quick lesson. I know I should be napping. I should be speed napping because I won't be able to get all my stuff done. But just so you know. Okay? It takes a long time to make these things the old way. Okay? So I'm not going to make it on video tonight. I have other videos that show you how I make them. So if you're prepared to sit down for a couple hours watching my other videos, you'll see how they're made. Okay? At least I have some with river cane or something. And Phragmites reed. I don't know if I've made videos that have the modern arrow types. I don't think I've made modern arrows on video. You'll have to watch some other guys' videos for that. And I'll make reference to Ishi the Indian quite a bit because it's so easy just to look in the book to see what he did. What book is it? Let's see. I do have it somewhere. You need to get this book, Yahi Archery by Saxton Pope. Don't spend a lot of money on it because this is in the public domain. You can even download the PDF for free from projectgutenberg.org, something like that. But I bought this off of Amazon. It's a reprint of a public domain book, okay? You need to get this if you're into archery or Stone Age archery, because it goes into detail. I wrote some notes in here, so these don't come with the book, okay? So, but see, he's got there's some diagrams and stuff and pictures, and that's Ishi the Indian doing a little bit of percussion work with hammerstone. This is some pressure work with a little pad. This is him shooting the bow. He has a very different way of shooting from other North American Indians. Okay, see how that is? Various things. You need to get this book so we can all be on the same page, so to speak. Okay? And read it. Just don't get it. Don't say, yeah, I got it, but what does that got to do with anything? You got to read it, dude. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you got to read the book. You just can't just get the book. You know, I'm implying that you must read it also. Study it. Don't just read it, because sometimes people read it and it goes in one ear out the other. Yeah. Okay? All right. So, am I going to be able to get this thin down without breaking it? I don't know. At this width, that is scary thin in the middle. Yeah. Let's see. I'm afraid to keep it that wide. Because I had to hit it really hard to get those flakes to travel that far. Big flakes require big hits. Okay? And big edges. Big flakes require big hits and big edges. But if it starts getting really thin, nothing is big anymore. And you end up breaking it. So you make them more narrow to be more manageable. Okay? All right. Am I going to count how many licks it's going to take to get to the center of this Tootsie Pop? No, not this one. This is highly unpredictable. I got to be extremely careful with it. Yeah. And yeah, I'm going to lose some color off the sides. See that? I'm going to lose that color off the sides. Yep. And it's people are going to cry. I know they're going to cry, but I got to do it. I might retain some color on this side, but I think all of this is going to go away. So cry now and get it over with. Go. You can leave the chat and go pout somewhere, and then come back, and with your tissues and stuff. Get it out of your system. Yep. I'm making it narrow right now. Some of it might stay, but not all of it. That's one thing about this kind of stuff. You can't be too picky about the colors that you preserve. If there's colors in it, the first priority is not breaking it. So whatever you can do to not break it, that's what you do. And then everything else is secondary. Okay? All right. And the thicker it is, the less chance there is of breaking. And I know people hate being told that, because they don't like thick arrowheads. I don't know why, but it's just human nature. Let's see. Lydia Waltos says hi. JJ says, yeah, that's the stone. It's growing. Moana says, Charles Patrick did a video on Rainbow Obsidian last week. Check it out. Lots of advice. Oh, yeah. I did Rainbow Obsidian. Feathered Frontiersman says, I saw one of the Ishi's points. It was a piece of old plate glass that was unfinished. It was on display at the Trees of Mystery in Northern California. Perhaps the most spectacular private artifact collection. Sweet. Rolando is here. Rolando Vidal. Have you ever made a uranium glass point? No, and I'm not going to either because it's hazardous. Yeah, I got enough problems with brain damage. I'm not going to nap no uranium. The dust from it is hazardous. Same with TV glass. I napped some TV glass on a video a couple times, and that's it. No more TV glass for me because it contains lead in most cases. The dust is what we got to worry about. As long as we're not creating dust, we're okay. You know, you can own uranium glass and all that, and TV glass, but napping it exposes you to the dust, and the dust is what's hazardous on those materials. Okay, so just because it looks cool doesn't mean I'm going to do it. And the people that do it are taking a risk with their health if they're doing a lot of it. I suppose just one or two exposures is not going to hurt. But if you end up doing a lot of it, yeah, you're asking for trouble. Just so you know. People say you should talk more about safety because safety first. Yeah, think of the children. Yeah, I am thinking of children. If you start doing napping when you're very young, you've got to pay attention to what you're breathing. Okay? Got to pay attention to this stuff. That's why I mentioned it. Ah, that's good. So we got the top cleared off. Now we just got the bottom part. See that? The difference in the color? The original surface is that paper bag cardboard color. I got to get that off of there before I move on to the next one. Okay? See how many licks it takes. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Let me know if there's any Fruit Loops in the comment section or anybody that's making trouble. Charles Rooker is here. Hello, Patrick. Question. I'm getting up the courage to hit my basketball-sized rainbow obsidian. Should I use a hard or soft hammerstone for bifacing? The answer is yes. Try both. But the soft one probably works better. But you never know. Some people do better with harder. Try both and then decide. But yeah, if you don't want to decide for yourself, then use a softer one. Because some people go, no, I'm not going to decide for myself because I'll pick the wrong one and the first hit's going to break the whole thing into little smithereens. Okay, then use the softer one. Yeah. And you'll find out that can break it into smithereens too. But it's good that you learn your lessons by yourself. Yeah. Yep. You'll see. All right. When I napped the rainbow obsidian, I was using hard and soft. Okay, this copper is considered hard hammer, and I was using copper on it, I think. And I also used some soft stuff. Maybe. I don't remember if I used natural tools on the rainbow or not. I don't think I did. I think it was all hard hammer and stuff on the rainbow obsidian. But you asked me, so I got to go with the soft hammer. Yeah. Because if you mess it up, it's not my fault. Yeah. I gave you the advice that most people would give you. Yeah. Most nappers would say, yeah, go with the soft. But that's not what I go with. That's just, I'm playing it safe. All right, excellent. We got this side cleared off. Now that's the other side. We got to do some other side. Hold on a second. I got to see if I can thin down the bottom part here.
Bro, they didn't help me with the obsidian question because I want you to take the full responsibility. So if I break it, it's not my fault.
Yeah, but I know that before you can blame me. I already know that's what's going to happen. How do I know? I've been doing this a long time. I got tons of questions over the years. I got people that want me to answer so that they don't have to take responsibility for whatever happens. Yeah. Because it's a bummer. If it's all your fault, it's like, dang it, I'll never be a good napper. But if someone else tells you to do something that messes it up, it's like, I can still be a good napper because it's not my fault. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just making fun. Let's see here. What else? I'm looking at the chat for a second. What's wrong with... Is that what's wrong with you? Too much uranium glass? Yeah, that's what's wrong with me. What about slag glass? Slag glass works as long as it does not have cracks and bubbles. If it has lots of cracks and bubbles, get a better piece of slag glass before you even start. And then you might say, it all has bubbles and cracks. That's why I asked, because it's bubbly, crackly glass. They call it slag glass so it can sound cool, but it's bubbly, crackly glass. Yeah, most of it is bubbly and crackly. Just try to get the clearest possible, and it will work. It's actually pretty good, because it's nice and thick. Okay? That's what makes it good. Not the quality of the glass, but the thickness of the glass is what makes it good. Because it allows you some room so you can maneuver and try different tools and stuff. Try different techniques, especially percussion. I use a lot of percussion. And yeah, it needs to be thick for percussion. Now this is not thick, so I'm taking risks for the team just to show you that it can be done. But don't think that this is the only way to do it. Okay? It's just not the only way to do it. I got one more spot left. We'll see how many licks it takes. Oh, I almost did it. Almost. We can move on to the next one if I can finish this. We can move on. That's the goal. Oh, it almost did it, but didn't do it. Dang it. Okay, didn't do it. We're going to take a peek, and almost. It kind of went... Oh, I know what it did. It hit a little bump. What is that little dot right there? I'm blaming it on that little dot. See that? Look. That little dot right there messes everything up. See that? It's put on the brakes, and then the car stalled out when they put the brakes on, and it didn't get it. It messed itself up because it's got a little defect. What is that? I don't know. I'm blaming it on that. It's not my fault. Yep. It's not my fault at all. See that? It's so weird. It was supposed to do it, but as fate would have it, fate is not my friend tonight. Well, at least not there anyway. Let's see, what else can I do? Just keep attacking it from different directions, I guess. See if it'll reach. Did it reach? It did not reach. Every time it does not reach, it presents a problem because it, see that? It didn't want to do that either. Let's see if I can pick at it. Cheat a little bit. No? Okay. What am I going to do? It's just that one last little bit that sometimes can mess up the best laid plans. Yeah, it was going so good. Or maybe...
No, dude, it's because you choked. Yeah. You choked.
Maybe I choked. It's possible. Let's set this up a little bit better. Well, now that we're here, might as well do the whole edge. That whole edge was kind of thick. Anyways, we'll get back to that. Right now, I'm going to try to send a flake in there. Can you see what the strategy, tactics, and plans are? Can you see what I'm going to do? Let's get the marker out. This is the critical stage. This is the hardest part of all of Flintknapping. All right, I can hit there to maybe fan out a big flake. It might catch that if it fans out. I can hit there. That's not as good because it's kind of center line. It's best to hit lower. It's not good to hit there because that whole area is kind of concave. It's got to have a convexity. So this one looks okay. It's going to run a ridge, kind of, sort of. And this one can run a ridge also. So those are my two areas of attack. I can make this one look better, though, by brushing the edge. I just need a little bit of modification. So I can just brush it. And it moves the edge this way a little bit. And I can now hit that with more confidence, perhaps, right there. Run it in there. We shall see. I can make it even better. Right now this edge is all kind of jaggedy. It's not too bad, but it can be made better. You can spend a lot of time trying to make these edges really, really nice. But I think a lot of times it's not all that necessary to make it perfect. But the more perfect you can make it, the better. I just don't have all that much patience. And I end up, if I make it perfect, I end up messing up the perfection. Yeah, that's just me though. Let's see if that fanned out. I think that might have fanned out. Yes, it fanned out beautifully. It even went beyond, it went the extra mile and did a little bit more. Voila. Good. Okay, so that's it, right? We got rid of all the original surface. We can move on. We'll get back to those later. Put them somewhere where they won't get hit by flying debris. What is this one? No, let's do the coral. I don't want to do that tiger one. I have a feeling that one's going to be a real hassle. Okay, so let's try this. Let's try bopper. Heat treat coral. Let me check the chat. Hold on a second. Yeah, we'll do some speed napping in a minute. I mean, I've been doing speed napping the whole night. I have not been slowing down. Hey, JV, Jorge gave me 19.99 super chat. Gotta run, fellows. Good to hear from y'all. Be safe. Looking good, Patrick. Thank you, thank you. What else did I miss? Let's go. Oops, I missed another super chat. $5 from Jesse. Cigar break. Oh, dang. You know me too well. Yeah. I'll take a cigar break one of these days. Mm-hmm. For nap, you need a soft tool. Yes, says JJ. Yeah, but you just see me nap all with hard tools right now. So why do you say that? What's the stick made out of? This one or that one? Which one is the stick? The black one is a plastic stick. The copper one is a copper stick. Solid copper and solid plastic. Let's see. Oh, someone already answered that. Anyone seen Jesse Garcia hanging around? Yeah, where did Jesse Garcia go? Let's see. Is it a hole or an inclusion? It's an inclusion in there. It's not a hole. And it's probably not a big deal. It just, I don't know why it would stop. Sometimes those inclusions, resist the forces. That's an inclusion. It's not a hole. There's no, there might be a slight depression in there. But you can see that's something in the stone. Sometimes the area around those inclusions is a different consistency. It's not just the inclusion itself, but the area around it sometimes changes the consistency. Let's see. Orville says, you alone deserve my worship. Who are you talking to? The meridian is getting a bit flakery. Yeah. Charles Rooker says, thanks for the advice. I normally use copper, but I need to acquire a larger copper bopper. I'm close to the Ohio River with an unlimited selection of multiple sizes of stones and composition. Well, then, dang. If that's the case, try everything. Someone says, and you want to be the alpha ape? Who are you talking to? AM Outdoors got a membership. Awesome. Alan Leidenhoff says, hello from Kearney, Nebraska. Hey. Wolf K9G says, keep up the good work, brother. Thank you. Marty says he's lurking. If you're going to ask a question, ask it now. Be quick. I'm going to start napping again. What boots are you wearing, says Eddie? These are steel toe work boots. Steel toe. I always wear steel toe. Always. The barefoot guys. Oh no. Thadanima girl says hi. How do you pronounce her name? Let's see. ICUABC says, so if it was wood, it would be a wood stick. Wow. That makes perfect sense. That's amazing. You made an amazing statement. Let's see. Anything else that I miss? If you're going to ask questions, please ask right now because I'm going to go into napping mode again pretty soon. Jorge Valadez, can you refer me to the aliens that taught you, please? Let's see. There you go. Let's see what else we got here. What kind of work do you do? And it's pronounced that anime girl, but I spelled it wrong. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm a retired draftsman. I did computer-aided drafting for Many years. Not the full 20 years. And I didn't retire with a pension from drafting. I'm just not doing drafting no more. But yeah, I studied engineering in college. I also got a certificate in welding. But yeah, I went back to school and got a degree in drafting finally. I spent lots of years in school. Too many years. Let's see. I don't even like school. I started out being a major in math and physics. Can you believe that? I can't even do adding and subtracting in my head. Let's see, what is this? What kind of stone? Everything? All kinds of stone? That's the answer always to that question. Let's see. Let's see. Cruel Dirge says, I have tried this for 2 years and made hardly anything I like. Don't worry, we're all in the same boat. Everyone started that way. It took me 3 years before I liked anything I made. Yeah, 3 years. Don't feel too bad. Mike Mason says, I hate steel toe in the winter. For some reason, I don't have problems with steel toe in winter. In fact, it keeps my toes dry. If I wear my other boots, my toes get damp and colder. I think it's just the opposite for me. Let's see. What is this? Chumika Riders? I don't know. Call Abnis Inga no, but no habla inglés. I don't know what that means. Oh, I see. English not first language. Just type it in Spanish. Let's see. Takes a long time to get it. Yes, yes. Just starting out and need tools, says Alan. You can make your own tools. You know that, right? You can buy a lot of stuff on eBay. Just type in plastic rod and or a copper rod, and there's a bunch of choices. You got no monies? Just start dumpster diving and raiding the old toolboxes. Yeah, go to the thrift store and get steel tools, and you can start knapping with steel. That's my recommendation. If you have no money, just try to get some hammers and stuff like that, nails and hammers, and make your own tools. It doesn't matter what you start with. Okay? Eventually you'll save your pennies and buy the good stuff. You'll have a motivation to save your money to buy the good tools. Let's see. Is that it? No more questions? Hurry up, because it's going to be speed napping time. I'm going to nap that coral, and I don't have much time to do it. I've already been napping for an hour, and I've got only 1 hour left. Let's see. Okay, that's it. We're getting back to it. Okay, so I'm going to start with a little 4-ounce bopper. 3.8 ounces. Yeah. Yeah, I studied physics. The first major I had was just undeclared, and then I signed up for a bunch of advanced math and physics classes. But when I got into Flintknapping, the physics went out the window. Flintknapping is a whole other range of physics. Yeah. It doesn't follow normal physics. No. It's a whole other ball game. I mean, it does, right? Of course it does, but it doesn't seem like it does. You can't analyze this stuff. You just got to do it. You can't learn this by analyzing it. You have to actually do it. And you cannot be commenting on how to do it if you're not doing it. I've seen so many guys try to comment on this stuff without actually doing it. And I'm not going to tell them they look stupid. No. I'm not going to say that they look stupid. No. Not me. I gotta get rid of all this. It's called cortex. I gotta get rid of all that first before I can even start thinking about anything else. Why did they leave the cortex on there when they slabbed it? Because they knew they were gonna give it to me. That's why. For a challenge. Yeah. And I'm hitting on the surface. That's amazing, huh? You don't have to always hit the edges. You can hit the surface. Some people don't know that. They think it's always the edge. If you look in all the Flintknapping books, it's always talking about hitting the edge and not hitting the surface. I'm hitting the surface this whole time. It's not edge napping, surface napping. So there you go. Books are useless. At least the Flintknapping books are. So I gotta get rid of the cortex before I can even think of zigzagging it. Yeah. That was pretty good. That makes me feel better about the material. Once I get that cortex off, I think it'll be smooth sailing. That's almost done. Yikes. A bit too much. Come on. Yeah, okay. So all the cortex, well, most of it is gone. So now I can think about what to make of it. See, it got smaller and people are going to be crying,
Oh, it's so small now. Dang it, I thought you were going to make a big, huge one.
Nope, I'm not going to make a big, huge one. What am I doing? Looks like I'm using a piece of beat up old grinding wheel to make the edges dull. That's what I'm doing. If you watch for more than 30 seconds, you can kind of figure out why I'm doing it. Okay. Yeah, it's amazing. Some people don't know that, one thing follows another. I made the edges dull before I did this step, which means that it relates to this step. Otherwise, I would have been just grinding it around for nothing. It relates to what I'm doing right now. How does it relate to what I'm doing right now? Well, just look at what I'm doing, and you'll see. I was talking about the great 21st century dumbing down. And a part of that is we've all been trained to listen to the rhetoric. If there's no rhetoric, we're lost.
What's the rhetoric? What's the dialogue? What is the terminology? What's being said? I can't do nothing without the terminology and the dialogue and the agenda.
I know. We lost the ability to look with our eyes. Everyone has been looking with their ears. for many years now. They'll look back on this and say, that's the that's part of the dumbing down when people started listening with their eyes and watching with their ears. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I lost part of the tip because of you saw that hole in there. I had to get rid of that. And there's more to the zigzagging than just hitting the edge to make it thinner. Sometimes you can drive flakes into the interior. Sometimes. And yeah, I don't have to grind it all the time if I'm hitting on a flat spot. I'm hitting the previous flake scar. But if you are very observant, you can see that that's what I'm doing. I'm hitting the previous flake scar on a flat spot. I don't need to make the flat spot dull because it's already dull. That flake went into the fan. This is air. This is porous, right? A lot of this coral has these little holes, so that's something I got to watch out for. See, it's also in this area. That can break everything. I mean, that can make it break. It doesn't look like it goes all the way through, so we might be all right. All right. Nice colors. Yeah. Right? Right. Can't guarantee I'm going to keep all the colors, but we might see some of this gray, but that's a little bit iffy. There's a lot of this, I don't know what to call it, these little voids on this side. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'm going to have to preserve mainly this side and get rid of that side. So I'm not going to be taking too much more off of this side. Okay, so the strategy is going to have to change a little bit. I was just going to snap this at random, but now I got to be a little more careful. I'm going to try to preserve this side more than this side. Yeah. Which means I can't take off. I'm not going to take off all of it right now. I could right now. I could just bam, 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 take off all that skin, but I'm going to try to preserve that side, so that's all I'm going to take off for now. And I'm going to move the edge further this way with more flakes, just little bitty flakes now, and maybe even use the abrader to move the edge this way. And then same on the other side. I gotta thin down the bottom though first. I'm gonna start the thinning from the bottom. And hopefully we'll be able to get something made without running into some issues with that porous material there. See if I can get rid of it. There's always something that slows me down. I can't be going too fast. Always something. Oh, that's not too bad. All right, it's clear here, but it does run into some problems right there. Yeah. Okay. See, it's all jaggedy. Yeah, we got some issues. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got issues all through there. Someone asked me the other day if I had ever napped coral. Probably because they had issues with the coral that they were napping. So they probably wanted some advice. My advice is don't nap coral. Don't nap the coral. What are you doing napping coral? Is you're glutton for punishment? Is that what it is? Because that's what I'm doing. I'm being a glutton for the misery. Yep. Okay. I don't like it. I don't like that mess in there. I mean, it looks nice, but it's not good for the napping. The faster I can clear that out of there, the better. Oh, it's gonna be nasty. Well, hopefully not. We still got some thickness. Good thing this started out really, really thick, right? How thick was it? Let's see. Tape measure. Where's my assistant? I need my assistant to give me these, like a surgeon. Let's see here. This one I think was a ½ inch, almost a ½ inch thick to begin with. That's perfect for a percussion slab. At least that was good. Nice and thick. Come on, come on. All right. Let's see. Let's see what's in the chat. Let's go to the end. Let's see. Irking around the coral. Yeah, coral can be sweet as an unfaithful spouse. Man. Yeah. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Talking about relationships. No, 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 no. The relationship with stone's bad enough. Let's see. Pain and suffering. Yes, stone face. We have achieved pain and suffering. That fan was really doing the speed napping. Oh, yes. Can it be filled with super glue? Asks Randy Burleson. Are you one of those super glue guys that everything can be solved with super glue? Because I've never tried it, but I assume it's possible. I don't know if super glue has any kind of nappability to it. I know it can be used to repair broken items so they look like they're not broken anymore. But as far as filling those voids and having it nap better, go ahead and try it. That would be my advice, because I don't know. And Randy Burleson, I didn't see your entrance. How's it going? Long time no see. I wish I knew the answer to that question. I don't know if that super glue can help. It might be like a revelation and a secret.
Yeah, I remember that time. Remember that time back in the day when Jack Crafty got asked about super glue in the defects, and no one had an answer. But then that was like the whole secret of napping. And now in the 22nd century, everything's super glue. Remember that?
Yeah, it could be like the next advancement in napping, the super glue. And we're sitting on top of it, and we don't even know. That can happen. Has it happened before? Oh, yes. Let's see. Bill says, hell no, that super glue won't work. Let's see. Randy Burleson says, good, got some coral. I might give it a try. Sweet. It flakes like my ex-girlfriend. Oh, dang. Some people are going there. Let's see. Yeah, Ken says that was flake. That was cool when the flake went into the fan. It was bouncing around in there like crazy. Luckily, it's a plastic fan. The whole fan is plastic. It's completely plastic, and it was just bouncing around. If it was metal, that would have been some serious speed napping. All right, so I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. I think I can see a light at the end of the tunnel with that. Let's just hope that these next strikes can get rid of most of it. I'm going to thin the whole thing down. Okay, all right. Let's see. It still looks kind of bad. Let's see. I still got some of Randy. I still got some of your Mississippi gravel, or whatever. What did you call it? You got to remind me what we called it back in the day. I still got some of that gravel. I was supposed to heat treat it. I did heat treat a lot of that gravel you sent me. But I've been trying to sort through all my rocks, and I saw some of that the other day. Let's see. Mike says, okay, so question. Do you consider copper a soft flaker or hard flaker or dead in the middle? No, copper is definitely a hard flaker. It's solidly on the hard side. Yeah. Solidly on the hard side. Very hard. Yep. It's not dead center at all. In fact, the hammerstones are probably center. Yep. It just so happens to be just soft enough to dimple properly, but in general, copper is very hard. It's not a soft. What do they call it in what do archaeologists call this? Yeah, hard hammer, soft hammer. It's definitely a hard hammer. It's not the hardest, but it's hard hammer. And people that twist the copper. Oh yes, there's twisted copper. They make it even harder. Yeah. So, I think we might be able to do something. Even with the defects, I think that they, as long as I don't thin it too much more than that down here near the stem, I might make like an Angostura or a Hell Gap or Agate Basin. That way I don't have to make it thin down here. As long as it fits in the haft, we're almost there. As long as it fits in the haft, I think that's what I'll do. Just thin it enough to fit in this. And then we can make a spear.
Yay, a spear, finally. I've been waiting this whole time. It's been like 45 minutes and there's no spear yet.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm assuming this side's going to be easier to knap, but I might have made a wrong assumption. It's going to be steppy. Well, I'm only taking thin flakes, so yeah. I don't want to thin it down too much. And yeah, you can get used to making thin flakes instead of thick flakes. That's part of the skill. Yeah, you can kind of adjust the force and the angle to make a thin flake instead of a thick flake. But it takes practice. I tried to make a thick flake on that one, but nope. It wasn't having any bit of that. I'm encountering more holes. That's not a good sign. Just under the surface, there's more holes. Look at that. What's up with this? Let's see. Both these ends are beat up really bad. I can't have this all beat up because it makes everything unpredictable. Well, it's not fully predictable as it is. If this is all junky, full of little particles, full of dimples, and full of, like, there's hard and soft spots. Yeah, percussion creates hard spots. Excuse me. Percussion creates hard spots and soft spots right next to each other. With a clean metal, everything goes back to baseline. Of course, if there's rock dust in there, it also affects it. So clean the metal, it brings it back to baseline, and hopefully all the years of experience can be put to good use. Yep. Without having to worry about these weird variables in the tooltip. This weird variability. Yep. And the issue of hard hammer and soft hammer, the internet culture will tell you that there's a way to tell if artifacts were made with soft hammer or hard hammer. That's false. You can achieve soft hammer results, so to speak, with a hard hammer. You can achieve hard hammer results with a soft hammer. So there's no way to tell if they use soft or hard hammer. For sure. There's no way to tell for sure they use soft hammer or hard hammer. You can achieve the same result with almost anything with enough practice. Now, some materials you can't defy physics. So there's limitations to the material itself. There's limitations, okay? So you can kind of say, well, that must have been a hard hammer on this material because there's a limitation in physics that says you can't use something that soft to remove the flake. So it must have been hard. But you've got to do that through experimentation. That kind of knowledge is only gained through experimentation, not by rhetoric. So that there's a hole in on the edge there, so that's going to go away. So it's going to narrow the tip down quite a bit. And when you do experimentation, the only true experimentation, or the only thing that will yield exact results, is if you took an artifact and tried to nap the actual artifact, and, you know, of course, ruin the artifact to know how soft or how hard the material is, how consistent or inconsistent it is. You'd have to ruin the artifact to know what the material was and what or how it responds to different tools. You don't want to ruin all the artifacts to get that knowledge. And even if you did, it also depends on the skill of the napper. So even if a napper ruined the artifact, highly skilled, and gave his opinion, that doesn't guarantee that that's how it was made. Not even that. Just because there's many ways to skin a cat, so to speak. There's different ways to achieve the same result. You can narrow it down to, okay, it was only hard hammer, but what shape of the hard hammer tool and how hard was the hard hammer? Was the hard hammer tool held in the hand, or was it hafted to a stick? Because you can use it like a, what do they call it, an adze handle, and put a hard hammer stone in the adze handle and nap with that like that. Or you can have it in your hand. You can have a round hammerstone. You can have an elongated hammerstone. You can have a hammerstone that's like this with a narrow end, and you're napping like this with a narrow hammerstone. You can be napping with a big rounded end. You can be scraping with a flat, or you can be hitting with a bulbous hammerstone. There's many different ways to use the hard hammer. So just because someone says it could be done this way or that way, okay, well, there's many different ways that it could have been done. How do you know which way? Just because it can be done a certain way doesn't mean it was done that certain way. But during the great dumbing down, the internet culture people, they just like to exchange the rhetoric. They don't want to include all the possibilities and make it complicated, right? But it's complicated. It is in this case. I think we can get somewhere. As long as we don't have too many of these holes on the edges, I think we'll be all right. Yeah. Let's see. Let me straighten out that tip before it gets out of control, because I scooped a lot of it out right there. I need to straighten this tip out before I start losing control of the shape. And yeah, I said control. You can control the shape. It's just hard to control each flake. Okay. But the cumulative effect of all the flakes can yield a certain shape. Come on, do it. Straighter? I think it's straighter, yes. Okay. Let's see. How much time I got? I got 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm getting out the diamond files. Let's see if I can do this without snapping it. I can't forget that this is a heat treat. It can snap. No, no, no. Don't be doing that. It's scooping it out. I'm scooping it out. By accident. Yep. Dang it. It doesn't require that much pressure. Okay. Just got to make sure that I don't back off too much because that leads to step fracturing. It's funny. Step fracturing can either be you're asking the flake to do too much or you're asking the flake to do too little. Or you're supplying too little energy. Okay. Come on. It's not getting where I want it to be. Hold on. It's actually quite crumbly. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. It's actually quite crumbly. Yes, it is. So I've got to make sure I get the flake on the first try, because if not, the second attempt is just going to be on a crumbly edge. That's just getting more and more narrow without me thinning it. Yep. I'll just leave it alone for now and come back to it later. It's not as thin as I want it, but maybe that's as thin as I should go. Yeah, because that edge, as soon as I push on it, it starts to crumble. And it doesn't matter how much I grind it. And if I grind it too much, there's also a possibility of me removing too much of the edge because of the amount of pressure needed to overcome the strong ground down edge. Okay, so I still did not get the point where I needed to go. I'm going to go back to the point. It's got to be where I need it to be, or I can't move on. No, 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 no. I don't know if it's psychological or what, but I need that point to be where it needs to be before I can move on. Let's see. How about this? It's a little bit counterintuitive, but I might need a sharper point to get that flake to remove. No? No. So, we'll just move on. Yeah, we'll leave it. Okay, so we're just going to go down the blade, get rid of the original surface. I'm going to take flakes off of both sides and get it thinned down. Okay. I don't know if I should use the small or the big one. The 5/16 or the 3/8. I don't know. Let's see. When you grind it too much in your crusher, you must smoke it. JJ. Let's see. Mike Mason. Oh, now I have a weird question. My old antler mallet cracked, but Sal sent me a fat piece of UHMW plastic. Would I do well to cut a piece and put it over the striking area? And what is the best way to cut it if it seems like an idea? Cut a piece and put it over the striking area? To cut a piece and put it over. I don't know. You're going to glue the piece on? Are you thinking of gluing a piece of plastic onto the antler? I'm not understanding. I don't think I understand. I don't recommend gluing a piece of plastic to the antler. I don't think any glue could hold it together after so much percussion, because you're going to be percussing the crap out of that. Basically, think of a Q stick tip. Well, if you think the glue can hold up, I mean, all you can do is try it. I mean, if it holds up, it looks like it might work. If the glue is strong enough, yeah, it'll work. Theoretically. But in practice, who knows? Yeah. I wouldn't do it. You won't, because there's you don't want too many variables. Like you're starting to introduce a variable. If you have two different materials together, it's not going to be the same old mallet. You're going to have two different materials now acting as one, and you don't know if something is acting up. You don't know if it's you or the tool. I would just get another antler. And yeah, the ergonomics will change, but it's best to start brand new just for mental clarity. Okay, there we go. I'm going to skin off the other side. Yet again. Almost. Okay. Nope, not like that. How about that? That's okay. It's kind of okay. Yeah, like that. Much better. Did it cut out when I did that? One of the best strikes of the night, and we lost perception. Isn't that always the way? We got one more spot left. No more original surface. Yeah, we got a little bit of original surface. See that? Just a little teensy bit. That's it. No more gray color either. Oh well. Let's see. Get the focus. Does it stay focused? Yeah. So we're at the same stage as these now. These are all at the same stage. No more original surface. They look like they started out as rocks and not slabs. Well, maybe not this one. This one looks like it's definitely slab. But anyways, these look like they started out as rocks and not slabs. Now we're going to finish one of these off, right? I got 7 minutes. We can make a little agate basin or something similar. What used to be made out of coral? What kind of point? Michael asks, what size is the copper rod you're using? Diameter, I mean. You find the need to employ the Kelly strap method with it that thin? No, I always hold everything behind my knee no matter how thin it is. But some people need to use Kelly straps for thin stuff. But this is 5/16 diameter, and this other one is 3/8. I've been using 5/16 a lot in the last 30 minutes, right? I haven't used this one in a while. I mean, I think I used this one in the beginning of some of these. And probably to start off this big, I think this started out as a 1/2 inch thick slab of coral. I started using this one, and then I switched to the smaller one. 5/16 and 3/8. Those are my two main diameters that I use. I have used 1/2 inch and I have used 1/4 inch, but very rarely. The 3/8 does like 75% of what I need to do, and the other 25% on average with the 5/16. But I've been using 5/16 quite a bit on this one because I don't want to snap this in half. The big flaker has a potential of shocking the piece a lot if I don't aim correctly. If I make a mistake with the aiming on the flake removal with the smaller one, it has less chance of shocking the piece and breaking it. Otherwise, I think I would have used a 3/8 more. But it also depends on the delicacy of the material, how delicate the material is. If it's really delicate, I can use a smaller flaker and get big flakes. Like on obsidian. This is a heat treat it's napping a lot like heat treated novaculite. It's just got more defects than novaculite. Novaculite's easier to nap than this. I have to be always conscious about repairing mishaps due to the inconsistency of the material. So it makes it a little more difficult to nap with it. Just because I don't get many step fractures doesn't mean that it's not step fracture prone. It just means I have a lot of practice avoiding step fractures. I just got one right there, so I spoke too soon. Michael says, I'm usually napping local petrified wood, so I know well about finicky materials and inconsistent stuff for sure. I never knew my real fractures. Let's see, JJ says, boy, napping on air on Heaven's Stone. You're funny. I get the reference. Oh, man. This area right there, what's up with that? There, just give it one good whack. That's what it needed. Needed me to teach it a lesson. I still got part of that step fracture, but I can clean that off with a little bit of edge retouch. I think that's as far as I want to go with the thinning. Yeah. That's it. Let's see if it'll fit in the heft. Almost. It almost fits. What is interfering? I can tell that is interfering right there and that right there. Can I thin it? Yeah. I think I can thin it. Maybe. This one's tricky right there because I don't have many options other than to make it more narrow. I don't want to make it too narrow. Let's see. This one's not as difficult. Although these holes on the side could cause it to blow out and cause a ring crack. And yeah, in my opinion, back in the day, they would adjust the stone before they would adjust the wood. You know, you want to keep the same piece of wood every time. The stone breaks before the wood breaks. So you want to adjust the stone so you can just keep the same old piece of wood. If you modify the wood a lot, it just gets worn out. You want to keep the same piece of wood or the same handle. It saves time, right? It's not that hard. It's actually less time consuming to adjust the stone than it is to adjust the wood. Once you're good at adjusting the stone, even if you're good at adjusting the wood, it still takes longer to adjust the wood, especially with stone tools. It's not like you can just get on a bandsaw and readjust it so everything fits. You got to use stone tools to carve the wood. Nowadays, it's easier just to adjust the wood because we got power tools. Can't use the power tools on the stone, though. I mean, you can grind it, yeah, but that's not Flintknapping. Okay, let's see. It's starting to get asymmetrical. I don't know. It looks all right. I'm not able to get rid of that. Let me see. We'll just heft it the way it is. Yeah. Well, if I make a more narrow stem, I can thin it down. Yeah. If I make like a agate basin out of this, I can just narrow the stem down a little bit, and then I'll be able to thin it. But see, it's not reaching the bottom of the haft. I mean, I suppose that's okay. I could leave it like that and pretend that reaches the bottom of the notch and just wrap it. I would just glue it and wrap it like that. Or I can make an actual point style, like a agate basin. Let's see. Barnett says, thank you for your video on keel cook. I'm starting out, and this is my first stone I bought, and I was getting a lot of crushing. Thought it was me until I saw your video, and it looked the same. Awesome. Bill Taylor's here. Hello, hello. Mike Mason. My real fractures went for cigarettes and milk years ago. Okay. Let's see. This tip is wrong for agate basin, though. I think. I'm going to narrow down the stem, and we should be able to get it to fit in the haft. Yeah. I'm just checking to see the width. Yeah, the width is good. Let's just work with that. Come on. We got some problems here. Hold on while I try to focus this. See, we got issues, but it should be all right. Should. All right. One bad part about narrowing it is that we're going to encounter that area with a bunch of holes in it. I don't want that on the edge because it'll mess things up. Yeah, it fits actually almost, but that's good enough. I might be able to get that on there. Maybe. Let's see. Okay, the bottom is okay. It's just hitting the middle right there, but that's good. I want to leave it thick in the middle because it'll snap in half if I don't. Yeah. We can just leave it like that and call it good. How would I haft it? With lots of cordage or lots of sinew and lots of glue. Just wrap the whole thing all the way up. You can wrap it all the way up past the wooden part. And just leave the top half sticking out. If it's going to be a spear, that's how I would haft it. Lots of glue in there and wrap it all the way to the top where the wood is. You can leave a little bit of the wood sticking out, I suppose. Make sure that transition's nice and smooth with some glue up in there. You can wrap it up past the glue or it doesn't matter. Back in the day, they would wrap it up past the glue a lot of times just to keep the glue from flaking and coming out. That's what I think. I think it's good enough as it is. All I need to do is sharpen it. Is it thick enough for a spear point? I suppose, yeah. Not with the heat treat though. With a tougher stone, that would work better. The heat treat's just fancy, nice looking stuff. For a real spear, I would use a tougher stone for sure. For a handheld spear, it's gonna snap because there's a prying going on. With a handheld spear, the temptation is, or also by accident, you can pry with it, and that snaps it right across there. But a projectile just goes in straight. There's no prying motion. But with a handheld, you can easily, if you're wrestling with the animal also after you stick it, it's going to snap the point off. Okay, so I would use a tougher stone. I wouldn't use this delicate heat treat. But it looks nice. Yeah. Michael says, looks awesome. The material is heat treated coral. Yeah, Jim Cooper, it's coral. It's got like typical coral issues. See the little voids in it? Yeah. Heat treated coral. And I'm assuming you're not trying to be funny by asking what material it is. Okay? I'm assuming that's a serious question. Luckily, I know what it is because it was labeled. Luckily. Yeah. Do I have cordage with me? I do have, but I got sinew. I don't want to put that modeling clay substitute glue on it. I use modeling clay to haft these for demonstrations, but I don't want to put it on this material because it gets in the cracks and crevices of the stone and I can't wash it out. Yeah, I can't wash it out of those little cracks and crevices and little voids. So I'm just going to call it good as it is. And you can use your imagination for the sinew wrapping. I've got sinew. And you've seen me wrap it on other videos. So that's it. I'm going to call it good. Yeah. That's it. All right, so I'm going to clean up and then check the chat and then we're done. Why don't I clean up later? Well, I want to try to get a screenshot of a nice clean area with my completed point. Leave myself that option. See, what's tomorrow? Challenge night? These are not challenging. I'll just, off camera, I'll make stuff out of these and I'll sell them in the auction. UNC alert? Uh-oh. What is that? UNC is supposed to be uncle, and I forget what uncle means these days. All right, so that's it. Yeah. Spear. Everyone wants to see a spear, so there you go. Just imagine the rest of it. That's just the top, right? It's not supposed to be a foreshaft. It's supposed to just be a spear. And that, yeah, some spears probably had foreshafts, but maybe not this one. Okay. Let's put some of these there. Put some of this. It's in the words on the side. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. JJ says, and that dancing around the fire and singing your napping song. Michael says, awesome as always, man. Glad I randomly checked in and caught the stream. It's been a while. I'm going to go nap once the stream is over. Sweet. Russell says, with respect and kindness. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Tony Williams says, later. Armored Saint sent a UNC alert. Awesome. I was told what that means, but I forget. I'm just going to say awesome anyway. Looks like a European point. Yeah, the what do they call it? Laurel leaf or something like that. Willow, it's like a willow leaf point or a laurel leaf point. Something like that. From Europe, yeah. But there are points like this in North America too. Yeah. I'm probably missing the point identification. It probably matches something that was made of coral back in the day. Right? There's points in the southeast US that look like this. Let me see. I don't want to look it up, but you know, it might be. Okay, so yep. The little voids in it. Let's see. Any questions? Let me see. The black haft on the white and peach color looks amazing. Cool. Let's see. As long as we don't know what you're doing in the chat, don't tell us. We don't want to know your nasty business. Michael says, what is your favorite point style visually speaking or your favorite to nap? Probably something with lots of notches. Yeah, just to keep it simple. Something with lots of notches is my favorite point style or in type and all that. I don't have a favorite specific type. No. I do like a lot of notching. I have to admit. Bill Taylor says hello. Let's see. Okay. What else? Jesse says I'm bidding on that one. Cool. I'm going to sharpen it up so in the auction it'll be sharp. See, right now the edges is a little bit wonky. I'm going to sharpen those up and make them straight. It doesn't take much to straighten that out, so it's not going to look much different. You'll just see little flakes on the edge. Yep, when I sharpen it. You'll see a lot of these little ones like similar to these little ones up here, all the way down. Some people like that look of unsharpened. The unsharpened look. But I don't ever sell anything that's not sharpened unless I specify that it's just a biface. Yeah. A finished point, I always sharpen them up. Scar pattern's perfect. Thank you. Armored Saint Gulf Coast, probably. They have a lot of fossilized coral down there, yep. Mike Mason, did you get a text? Are you asking me? Let me see. Yeah, I got one text. From Jesse. One I haven't checked. Jesse Yaki Napper sent me a text. Is that it? Oops. Okay. If there's no more questions, I'm going to say good night. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Same place, same station, same time, same station. You guys are funny. All right, lots of chat. Yeah, lots of chat. I don't see any questions though. Let's see. Okay, that's it. Good night, everybody. See you next time. Bye bye.